A warm welcome to all the participants here. Thank you for showing interest in the program. Today, we are starting the series on overcoming overthinking and worry. Listen to the audio carefully. At the end of the audio, there is an activity for you. There is a self reflection as well as an activity which is very important for you to do so that you can benefit from the program. Okay, let's start. Have you ever noticed your mind replaying the same situation again and again? Almost like it doesn't know how to stop, and you wonder why this is happening, why you just cannot break away from it. Many people think overthinking means something is wrong with them, but actually, overthinking is something the brain naturally does when it is trying to protect you. So let's understand why our brain overthinks from a science perspective. Our brain evolved to keep us safe. One of the main jobs of the brain is to detect the problems and prevent future mistakes, to keep us safe. So when something feels uncertain, uncomfortable, embarrassing, or emotionally important, the brain starts asking, why did this happen? What if it happens again? What are the consequences? What are the worst case scenarios of this happening again? What should I have done differently? Or why did I do that? Psychology research calls this pattern as rumination. So, rumination basically is repeated thinking about the same issue. But a very important aspect of rumination. What is the important aspect of rumination? It is that in rumination, there is never reaching a solution. In simple language, we call this worry. So, rumination is nothing but worry. In worry, we do not think about the problem from a solution perspective. We think about it over and over again without reaching a solution. So, rumination is not a nice habit. It is very disturbing. It is disturbing for the person himself and also for the people around. There are some research studies also to this. Studies by researchers like Susan Nolan, Hoxema show that rumination can increase stress and emotional fatigue when it continues for long periods. It means that it can create a lot of strain on our brain. It can create a lot of discomfort when it happens for long periods. There is a research from Matthew Lieberman which says that simply naming what we feel or what we think itself can reduce the emotional intensity of that in the brain. So we just have to simply identify when this is happening and label it. Okay. So today we are not trying to stop overthinking. Okay. We are learning something more powerful, and that is how to observe the rumination or overthinking clearly. A very important insight here is your mind is not trying to harm you, it is trying to protect you. Okay, but sometimes it gets stuck in a loop. Remember this last sentence. Sometimes it gets stuck in a loop, and that is where the problem comes. Okay, so here are the steps of the activity. Step 1, notice the thought. Today your only job is to notice, when does my mind start looping or playing the same thoughts again and again? Just identify that. When does it start doing this? Step 2, label the thought. This is a very, very important tool. When you notice a thought repeating itself, gently ask, what kind of thought this is? Then give it one of these labels. Number 1, worry thought. So worry thought is basically future focused thoughts. For example, what if something goes wrong? What if I walk and there will be an accident? What if I fall? What if? What if? What if? What if I fail in the exam? What if the question paper is complicated? So this is a worry thought. So say this is a worry thought. Okay. Number 2, replay thought. Replay thoughts are basically memory based, past focused. Okay. For example, why did I say that? I should not have done that. This should not have happened. It should have been done differently. So these kind of thoughts are replay thoughts. These are totally past focused. Okay. So call it, this is say this is a replay thought. Now third one, judging thought. I'm not good enough. I'm short. I'm fat. I'm very tall. My hair is thin. Is my hair thick? Too thick? Is my hair grey? Am I sounding stupid? Am I not good enough for that position? Will I back that job? So this is a judging thought. So say this is a judging thought. The fourth one, story making thought. These are basically imagination thoughts. They didn't reply, for example, they didn't reply because they are upset with me. So here we are creating stories without knowing it as a fact. They didn't reply because they are upset with me. I might not get the job at all. I might not get that admission. If I start driving, I'll create accident, or I'll fall sick if I don't do this. So many stories that we create without knowing it for a fact. Okay, so say my mind is creating a story. Okay, what happens when you do this? When you label a thought, you are doing something very, very important. You are shifting from being inside the thought to observing the thought. You become an observer of the thought. You are not inside the loop anymore. You are observing the thought from a distance. In mindfulness, this is called decentering or creating a mindfulness gap. Okay. In NLP, this is similar to creating distance from the internal dialogue. If you don't know what mindfulness, NLP, it's fine. Don't worry about that. Don't think about that. It's just that understand that by doing this exercise, you are distancing yourself from the thought and you are no more a person experiencing it. Okay. What this does? This small shift reduces the emotional grip of the thought. So it's like if you are holding something very tightly, if you loosen it, what happens? The grip loosens, right? Like that, when you become an observer and you label, you lose the emotional grip of that thought and it bothers you a little less. Okay. So here is the mini practice. Okay. This is a tool that you can use in the moment. Whenever a thought appears, What do? Step 1, pause or stop. Okay. Second, take one slow breath. Breathe in slowly and breathe out even more slowly. Then label it. I told you 4 ways in which you can label. You can come up with more labels, that's fine, but label it. Okay, give it a name. Again, breathe in slowly and breathe out. That's it. Today, we are not going to fight it. We are not going to change it yet. Okay, we are just going to identify when the thought comes, what kind of thought it is. That's all. That is all your job. That's all your job is. Okay, so today's task is, before the end of the day, write down 1 worry thought, 1 replay thought, 1 judging thought, 1 story thought. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever plays on loop during the day. Okay, and there are some reflection questions, some more questions that you need to be aware of. Like, when did this thought appear? What triggered it? How did labeling it change your feeling? These are just additional things that you may want to remember. Okay, and there is one more practice you can do. Each time you notice a thought, say, a thought is a thought. It is not a fact. It is creation of the mind. Say this. Now, I'd like you to share at least 1 thought you noticed today in the group. In the group, you can write, like, I noticed a worry thought which said da 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 da. I noticed my mind replaying such and such a thought. Okay, so the goal is not to fix anything yet. It is just to become aware. We are just trying to understand our mind. When you start noticing your thoughts, you've already taken the first and most important step towards changing your overthinking. Okay, now remember this. Today is not about controlling the mind. Today is about understanding it. So basically, we are creating awareness, and awareness is where the transformation begins.